We give you the real, like you popping a red pill. Ain't no time for acting, it's like camera action. Real life is a script, real talk is what it is. Enlighten your sixth sense, we back at it again. Until you can't filter it, it's raw, uncut, no taste.
Yo, what's going on? This is your boy DJ Talented in the building, and this is another great day because we are all still on top of the earth and not under the earth. You dig? This is the show, the real,
the raw,
and the motherfucking rugged. You dig? And today we got a show for you guys. We got some
House
special
full.
guests today.
House
We
full.
got some special guests today. To my right, I have
Miss Entertainment, y'all.
she caught it this time. She
I got
normally
it.
Don't catch that.
I normally don't.
And starting to my left, we have
Stephen Blackmon.
And to his left,
Iko J. Blackmon.
and to her left,
What's up, y'all? I'm Seimphonie.
and to Seimphonie's left.
What's up, people? Emmanuel Williams. I'm here. Let's make it happen.
Great. So this is the team, or a part of the team, of a great show that's coming up. And we're going to get them to tell you some information about it. Not too much, but enough to get you to wait for it to come out. All right, so Mr. Stephen, what do we have going on?
Well, good sir. I know that it's been just a blessing to have met you guys. It's been really, really cool to meet you guys through the Fork Shop. And the Fork Shop recently has partnered with Platinum Models. And we have a new show, which is about to break open. It's about to do something quite live here in Atlanta and abroad here shortly. And it's called Platinum Models Atlanta.
Dope. And Miss Iko, what's your role?
So I serve as a producer, of course, alongside my brilliant husband here, and I'm also the host of the show currently.
Good. Miss Seimphonie?
I'm a model, I'm the talent, I bring the heat, so there's nothing more to say there.
And then your role.
Emmanuel Williams, the CEO of Platinum Models and Correcting. She definitely brings the heat. She is one of the latest signees and have been just performing tremendously across the board and very dependable, and that's what we look for here at Platinum Models.
And how did Platinum Models become?
Platinum Models became in 2020. I have a lot of female friends who told me their experiences about dealing with photographers and the journeys they go through, which are not so pleasant. And plus, me having 5 sisters and them being into modeling and stuff, I wanted to make a safe environment for them where safety is number one, where they can just be comfortable and be surrounded by other women. And it's more of a women empowerment thing for our people as well as other people also, but mostly ours, to give that family dynamic to work and educate also, because there's a lot for them to learn here. We have courses where it teaches them about their copyrights of being a model, how to pose, the history of modeling, and things of that nature.
Okay. And how do you select your models?
I select them. I pay attention. I mainly look for diamond in the roughs, ones that have potential because they can be molded and built. And yes, we do accept current models that are actively doing their things, but just looking for the ones that pay attention, focus, that can follow directions and actually want to do something. I mean, if you're expecting to sign up on Monday and be in Paris on Tuesday, it don't work that way at all. Hard work and dedication is what makes any company.
Yeah, definitely. Now, what is Fork Shop?
Well, the Fork Shop is a community of filmmakers, writers, directors, producers, folks who are coming together to both learn and develop in their craft, largely in independent filmmaking, although we do have some who've been working in the industry for a while. But yeah, it's a community. And so what we're doing is that we've developed a school that's both training and giving people an opportunity to learn hands-on aspects of filmmaking and TV production. And then we connect them with different teams and stuff to give them experience in the industry, give them an opportunity to get out there and work. So we with this opportunities to kind of connect with different filmmakers, we've just been seen a lot of forward movement, different teams launching short films and television series and movies. One of the groups that we were working with, they just finished a feature film. And so we're just kind of trying to give opportunities to as many filmmakers as possible. So
And workshop is really how we first came in contact with Emmanuel.
yes, yep.
So-
Actually, it was. It was really, really pretty amazing. In 2017,
Yeah.
we did a 48-hour film. We're gonna launch a team this year too to be on a 48-hour film. But we did a 40-hour film in 2017, and Emmanuel was working with a model and an actress at the time. I guess heard about what we were doing, and he brought the model out to act in our film, and that was how we actually first connected. So and then we kind of lost contact for a little while, and then reconnected, and then
About a year or so ago.
yep.
That was it was a crazy experience because I was working at that time. I was working with Shantasia George, working with her. She's a big person on social media, 4.5 million on TikTok at this point in time, and we've been working together for years. Fantastic people to work with. I was able to learn a lot from them. They was able to learn a lot from me. We worked together and ended up going to the fork shop. She needed me to attend to handle some things. I showed up. It was a really great decision, you know. So we was able to provide opportunities to each other, which also led me to working with them, you know. So shout out to her and her people and what she got going on.
That's dope. That's dope. You met a lot of people through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We actually did one of your skits.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
That
You
was,
guys are in the promo video.
Yeah.
A lot of
So,
fun.
yeah. I mean, the workshop for us was the starting point too. I had been doing video and stuff like that before, but starting when I came to workshop, I wanted to be behind the scenes. But we somehow got in front of it. So from there, we've grown. We did one of your workshops where we did. I think it was like the 12-hour thing. We did that.
yeah.
One day film
One
challenge.
day film challenge.
Yeah,
That's what
that
we
was
did.
a lot of
And
fun.
then from
The
there,
meeting
we
room.
did,
That's what we did.
And then from there, we've done a
Checklist.
couple of short.
Yes, check, please. That's
Brotherly
good.
love.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we'll be
He got
starting
out
on
of
Brotherly
character.
Love, the second part in March.
Awesome. Congratulations.
The fork shops are great, man.
Yeah.
Showing up, what really stood out for me was the fact I came to him, I said, hey, I think I got something that may work because we was doing too much coffee at the time. He said, you know what, go for it. So when he gave me that opportunity to kind of express and get comfortable with everything, I was able to add something, still follow the script and be able to add a part of me to it. It turned out fantastic. That's when I knew, you know, that was somebody to work with and to meet up with when I'm able to do so at that point in time. You know, and that's just fantastic when you can work with somebody who's open because, you know, you have a lot of people who are in position of power. They don't want to hear nothing you got to say. They just want you to do X, Y, and Z. And being open allows you to not only bring on more knowledge, but it allows you to grow your team and to be able to trust the individuals that you work with to know they're going to represent you in the correct light because they want to add to your project as well as make yourself look good.
So I got a question. So let's go back to your reality TV show. The name? Are y'all ready?
Platinum Models Atlanta is the name of the show.
Yes, Platinum Model.
So what made you, I guess, do a reality TV show? And then second part is doing it about models.
Well, it was something, let's just say this. It's something that's needed. Since Tyra Banks, I haven't really seen anything that sparked my interest. And I feel like representation is extremely important in today's age. I mean, there's things out there, but for the demographic from like 18 to 22, as well as other demographics, they need that. They need something to look up to that's positive to make it feel more realistic, somebody that looks like them and something that just hit close to home.
So why reality? Because, you know, now I would say, I always tell people I am a reality TV show junkie. So I watch all of them for the most part. But
I hate it.
but you know, they still have a bad rap for they always try and look like they steer the folks to just being just out of character. Maybe that is their character. I don't know. It just seems real ratchet. How do you guys, are you going to have that? Or are you going to try and stay away from that? What are your goals with the show?
I think it'll be a balance. I think our goal is to have a balance because yes, we want to definitely show these young ladies for who they are. And I think the beautiful part, as Emmanuel was saying about it being positive, the spin on it is, yes, you're going to see a little cake, you know, some cheeks and some butt and all that, you know, that's just what it is, you know. But at the same time, you know, you're going to see who these young women are. And I think that's the part that we're trying to bring out is their individual stories.
Okay.
But at the same time, we do create a few little dramatic moments, but we're not going to, I think the beautiful part is we're not going to go the ratchet route. You know, that's just not, I don't think that's the goal of this company, you know, but it will have the drama that'll fit enough in our realm that before it won't go off the kilter, though. It won't go off the rail.
And the interesting thing is that, you know, sometimes the drama really kind of finds you.
Right.
That's
true,
we-
too.
When you talk about a whole bunch of women in one spot.
Right, exactly.
We appreciate that we haven't had to try to manufacture
That's
anything,
very true.
but some drama has found us regardless.
Yeah, but I think it's just a matter of what we're not going to do though is, you know, if it gets to the point that hair pulling and all this stuff is going on, we're just going to shut that down. You know, that's not what we're doing. You know, this one little one here, you know, she knows she can get heated. And I'd be like, you know, calm it down, you know. But I mean, the drama, verbal, you know, yeah, that's a part of it. You know, a few little cuss words might fly, and that's cool too, you know, because like I said, they got to be who they are. But that part with the fighting and killing, I don't think that earlier Emmanuel said the word representation, and I think at all times that's important. It's for all people, but it's definitely for our culture. I think that's very, very important. A good representation. So.
Now, Miss Seimphonie, now you're part of the show. You're a model on the show.
Right.
Tell me, how long have you been modeling, and tell me what's your experience so far?
Go all the way back.
I mean, I have been. I consider myself a dabbler. I'm not necessarily all the way.
But what age did you walk your first runway?
Okay, I would say that was at like 7 or 8.
Yes, and she killed it. She ate no crumbs, no crumbs.
I love to give looks. I love aesthetics. I'm, you know, all for modeling. I love I feel like it's a way of expressing myself. It's a like self-care tactic, you know. So I've been modeling, I'd say, like in and out for a long time. But yeah.
So about the show now.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on the show? Can you tell us a little sneak peek stuff?
I mean, currently it's just been vibes. We've been just kind of, you know, doing, you know, I feel like if I say too much, I would give away what, you know, people, you know, need to see, you know.
You gotta give a little something, because I do see one character on there that's like, she gonna be something. She is. Cause I tell you, I watch them shows now.
I mean, it's a lot of those. But like, I mean, I feel like it'll still give it away if you know, said too much. You know?
Okay, but did you have fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's always a vibe every time I, you know, go on set, and the ladies are like amazing. We all vibe like. So, you know,
That's the best part.
that is the best part.
For now,
But
Talk about that after.
So like she said, she want to get way
episode
too much.
10.
And I'm like, we can say that for now.
Yeah.
Off the road, just a little bit. Yeah, some of the vibe it changed.
We'll see. We'll see. You know?
Y'all gonna start seeing who vibing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. What kind of
I
vibe?
think over time, it's definitely the show is gonna be explosive. I can tell you that much. It's gonna be good. But so far, the girls are amazing. Everybody shines. When the person is on screen, you really get drawn to them, and they all are just. Not only are they characters, they're themselves. So they don't need to act. We don't have to hype anything up. You got outgoing people, you got funny people, you got the introverts, you got the divas, the sassiness, you got the humbleness, you got all of that, and you mix it all together. It's just
And you got me hosting, so
Exactly.
I mean, you know, I mean,
Exactly.
there you go.
exactly.
Introverts. I'm trying to figure out, because I saw the first one. I was like, introverts. Who's that?
She seems like she's an introvert.
Seems like until
Was that you? Was talking about don't talk to me in the morning?
Yeah. You see,
Introvert.
that's real. That's real.
I was like, don't talk to me.
I think we all can relate that until we get up fully.
But she was adamant, do not.
Don't even breathe.
Yes.
But we also got to do that. Part of what you'll see in the season is some great destinations as well. We're not all, we got to travel a bit with the ladies, and we actually going to do a couple more trips. So the one episode we did that we traveled, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. some of the young ladies had not been to that location before. And so, you know, we got to charter a beautiful bus for them, and we traveled, and it was just an awesome opportunity, you know. And I think that's another part of this, is giving us the opportunity, my husband and I, even, because it's a whole new, Emmanuel been doing the model thing for years, you know, me and Stephen, it's like television and film and stuff. So bringing that together, it was like a big intro for he and I, but you know, seeing these young women and seeing the opportunities and what we had the opportunity to expose them to, that's phenomenal. You can't beat it.
That's good.
Most definitely. And I just know one thing. I can't wait for everybody to see it, because everybody put a lot into it and everything. And the fact that people is seeing this grow, because Platinum Models, you know, being on Instagram, it's one of the hottest agencies in Atlanta. Everybody's watching it. Had a lot of people request. It was so many requests at one point, we just stopped accepting people because we had to work with the individuals we're working with now. But now, me and Stephen has worked on a system that allows us to work with everyone across the world, which we can't wait to introduce that soon. So everybody will have an opportunity to do so should they apply when we, you know, get to that part of rolling the information out. And like I said, it's all about educating people. It's more than just taking pictures. Of course, you know, you want to have fun, but education is the number one important thing. Just like school, you go for education, but you get to have fun and do things in between and stuff. So my message to the people out there, if you want to be a part of this, get on the train now, because you see what 50 Cent is doing. You see what Tyler Perry is doing. I'm not trying to be the next them. I'm trying to be the first me, is what I'm trying to do.
Now, with reality TV shows, what the ones that really stay around is they show somewhat where they have their niche, where they're a little bit different. So what makes this different? Because you know you're going to automatically be compared to America's Top Model.
Yeah,
that's automatic. So what makes you different from Tyra and her franchise?
Glad you asked that question. This show is social media based. It's about numbers. It's all tied into numbers, because you'll get to see the girls grow in real time. You can interact with them on social media. You may see yourself on the show. You may get your messages read on the show, things of that nature. So it's social media based. You'll be able to see their popularity grow. You may even see a decrease. You may see them trend. These things will happen, and they will be able to happen and unfold right in front of you, because it's also going to be sneakingly teaching marketing. Because for those that are, I'll say, aware enough, you will be able to see that we apply marketing tactics that cause these girls to grow so fast, organically, of course. You know, of course, being in front of an audience, people will follow you. So it'll show people that social media is one of the most important things that was ever invented. And going forward, it's going to do nothing but grow, grow, and grow, which is telling you that if you don't want to feel old and left out, like most of our parents was when we moved from house phones to cell phones, then you gotta learn how to.
You wrong for that. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Hey, look, my mom will come in town and get on me about that. Yeah, just get adapted to social media and learn how to use it, because you'll never know when it'll play an important part. We use it for serious situations to stay in touch around the world. Fun situations, entertainment, all types of things, you know. So learning your social identity is what I call it. It's very important. And, you know, me being a geek nerd in school growing up, I was always attracted to computers and numbers and things of that nature. And I was able to see early on what social media was going to be. So me having this experience helps with the TV show. I was telling Stephen not too long, I was like, hey, I'm going to do some things behind the scene to kind of bring you some more income. I told him what I was going to do, and I did it. You know, I brought in $3,000 off YouTube within like 2 months off my YouTube channel, because I work with people and, you know, influencing for YouTube, not only YouTube, but other platforms too. So I kind of understand how algorithms work and computers, because at the end of the day, it's nothing but all information. It's like if you worked at an office, if you log the information correctly, it can be found when someone is searching for it. So that ties into the show and being able to identify and find things.
You know, and right along with that, just as he mentioned that the models are going to be learning stuff about social media and marketing, we really have a number of different things which we're going to do, because there's challenges. And because you asked about how it's going to be compared to America's Next Top Model, there are challenges where there will always be either a photo shoot or a commercial shoot or something involved. But there's a number of different things that the models are going to learn about life and about business and so forth moving forward. Like, one of the things that I love about our show is that a number of the models who are working with us right now are actually starting businesses. We have ones who have hair care products and things that they're trying to put together. We have ones who are trying to open salons. We have folks going into real estate and things of that nature. So much like an American Idol, we are trying to help establish them in their career going forward. There's both modeling, but then there's some other stuff. Now, also, you're going to see some things on our show that you can't see everywhere. Like we have a martial artist. We have a grandmaster of the martial arts coming in to do a training with our models on self-defense. So we're gonna have they're doing some actual fighting training. That's what we're doing. We so we have some business coaches coming in to help them develop their businesses and things of that nature. So we're really trying to build these ladies so that they can model, shoot, have fun, develop in that career, whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Don't let the lashes fool you.
But don't let the lashes fool you. I love it. So there's going to be, I think, a lot of opportunity for people to really kind of get a lot out of what's happening, and for the models to get a lot.
Yeah, I think I might want to watch this. I don't do too much reality stuff, but I like the fact that it's not just basically drama,
Right.
or basically just on a certain person.
Right.
It's a wide range from what I'm understanding. It's a wide range of talent, learning, and entrepreneurship, and that's one of the things we talked about on our other show.
Get ready to talk about that.
Teaching us melanin
Yes.
from a young age. Entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
It's a great
Absolutely.
place for them to learn, especially all the experience that I bring, because back in the day, I had a big song on the radio here in Atlanta. I opened up for DJ Unk, Young Jock, a lot of them back in the day when I was on tour. So taking that experience and bringing it here, the models, they do music. So them doing music is right up my alley as far as how to promote them, how to guide them about your how to protect your intellectual property. And that just goes across the board. This legal stuff is not a joke.
No, it's
you
not.
gotta make sure you protect what you create, because it will
somebody will take it
in the long run.
Right.
Yes,
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 they
they
will.
will. So I consult with them. If they want to pick up a phone and call me and say, hey, I'm starting a business, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, I can go, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. This was important, that's what's not important, to kind of give them that guidance, as well as Stephen. He's very, very informative on marketing and a lot of other things. So he brings amazing stuff to the team. So does the host bring amazing stuff to the team. Beauty and all types of stuff. The great host and everything, So it's a collaboration of everybody dumping their experience into the bucket. And the models also get credit too, because they bring a different perspective to the table, whether they have experience or not, because as humans, we all are individual, hence our DNA, so what they bring to the table is fantastic. Some of them are very creative, very, very creative.
Hey, case in point, this girl right here, this thing, now let me tell you, now you can tell her mama, but look, she's beautiful on the outside, beautiful inside, but this thing can sing heaven down, darling. And she's a songwriter, and so even with when we were talking earlier about learning how to protect what you create, this is something she and I were just talking about just the other day. I called her on the phone specifically to tell her, look, because she's on Voicey and she's doing all this stuff, and I'm watching her story on Instagram. And I'm like, what are you doing to protect your music? And she's like, well, these some shorts. I'm like, shorts, nothing, girl. Hell with that. You better protect your stuff. And that's right. That's called, what do you call it, babe? Intellectual property.
Intellectual property.
I learned that word. It's intellectual property. So yes, but case in point to the show, one of her backstories is her music. And so,
That's fantastic. One of the other models, we actually have a song together, and I plan on putting out a music video with that and looking to premiere on World Star Hip Hop in front of a larger audience. So working with the models behind the scenes on businesses, music, movies, it all goes hand in hand. And then having a TV show, it's much easier to introduce their music through the show also, which gives them, let's say, residual income and things of that nature, and being able to learn how to use your licenses, because you can license your music off to a TV show and make money off that and live comfortably versus being on the radio. So there's more than one way to make money off what you're doing. And the goal is to teach this to them so that way they can prosper.
Dropped out. So what would be the first thing for is protecting yourself? You need to come on back here somewhere. You don't drop out.
Stephen, you can take that.
As well as protecting your IP.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is we're gonna we're gonna walk them through things like copyrights, through different trademarks and things like that for their businesses. We're gonna work them through registrations with things like the Writers Guild and the Producers Guild. Do some additional things with their music, being registered with ASCAP and BMI and some other things. So
that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
ASCAP. BMI.
So and the cool thing is that from each of these different angles, the objective is to kind of help them get both established, and then they'll use kind of cross marketing to see different ways that this can help that over there. Just as Emmanuel mentioned, we might use one of your songs, you know what I'm saying, on the show, or we have a number of models who are interested in acting, and the connecting with the connections with the workshop allow us to put them in touch with some different.
We did acting classes too.
Yeah.
So
The models say they've been through one acting class already, and we have more scheduled. But it's going to help them get booked on some different TV shows and films. So really, it's kind of being able to kind of touch bases in a lot of different areas.
And another thing to add on to that, to make it clear, is the models will have classes. For anyone that went to college or familiar with it, maybe some high schools work like this, but again, we have courses. So they always have something to do. They may have a 6-week course, a 12-month, 12-week or month course and everything, which tells them you need to study your copyright. They got to turn and, write papers and stuff like that. So we can kind of educate them, as I mentioned, as going along. And it's a lot of fun things involved too. So we're able to test them on that knowledge. And being with us is just worth it. I'm not being biased when I say that. When I made this company, I asked myself, if I was a woman, is that something I would like to be a part of that offers protection, knowledge, where you can express your beauty and be respected and have your rights respected also, because that's what's important. That's what they fought for, their rights, and it's our job to protect that across the board. And in the world, you got good people, you got bad people. You have some people who abuse their authority, and then some people just don't even pay the models any mind or take into consideration what they have to go through, what they have to do. So my goal is to change the game and to build a family, and that's how you build a dynasty. And start brick by brick, day by day. It don't happen overnight.
So what's next with the show? I mean, how many episodes are you doing, or what's the goal? Where are we going to take this?
Well, there's we're doing pretty much a 10-episode season, but we've just kind of been doing it in blocks. We're having to kind of make sure we put everything together that's needed. Much like our host mentioned, we got plans for additional trips coming up. But it's kind of putting everything in place so we can make sure everything can be done well and professionally. So
and the goal is to get it on to.
Well, the cool thing is that
am I saying too much?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good. The cool thing is that the show will be premiering on Zumo here very, very shortly. We're going to be announcing it soon. Because the objective was always to get it on television, to take things to the next level. Because we're trying to get everybody IMDb credits. We're trying to get, go to bigger and bigger things.
So what's Zumo?
No problem. Zumo is one of the larger streaming services. It's owned by Comcast. So they have both live television and on-demand programming. So we're excited that Platinum Models will be right there next to Denzel's movie or T-Pain's you know what I'm saying, his reality show, or saying some of the different projects which are out there. So actually it's on Zumo and Overdrive and IBCM TV, I think, so far.
Yes.
And then
more networks coming. That's not the end of it. More networks.
Yeah.
More networks are coming, working on that as much as possible to try to make sure it can expand. And the network that he just mentioned is over 10 million people so far. Yeah. And it's no different from Pluto TV. Right. It's no different from Tubi TV. Yeah. So by Comcast purchasing this, from the best of my knowledge, it's looking like it's going to undergo a rebranding or whatever the case is. So that's going to make it larger than what it is. And you know how they do. They sign deals with everybody. You see what Peacock is doing. Right. Peacock is doing amazing. So I would say we in the door early. So right where we need to be.
So they bought it, or you're just paying to have it on? How does that work?
Oh, no. They pay us. We don't have to pay for it to go for it to be on. It's Zumo is advertising. So they'll do, just like Hulu or Amazon, one of
Gotcha.
the versions of Amazon Prime, they'll do, you got your little 2 minutes of commercials. So yeah, but
why not Amazon? I know Amazon Prime has a lot of stuff on there too. Is that
Yeah. But you know what? So what I was going to say is this. So I look at it in terms of saturation. And I think that people think in terms of these blocks. And Amazon Prime is nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, sometimes the market can get so overly saturated. Everybody looking at Netflix, everybody looking at Amazon Prime. You have to be able to think outside the box. And I think that's the creative power between these two gentlemen is that from different generational spans, but they're very much so sharp thinkers and they have that creative mindset. So when we thought about, and to be honest with you, Teresa, one of the first things we thought about was Amazon, and we looked at that route. And sometimes I'm gonna tell you, you get in these situations and stuff start getting blocked and you get discouraged. And it's like, that's not a block, that's just an opportunity. It opens a door in a whole nother direction.
Totally
and that's
agree.
what happened is that when that block came, we first was like, oh man, I told my husband, I said, no, sir, we're not getting discouraged. I said, we're gonna keep moving. And suddenly a door opened and he and Emmanuel found Zumo. And so it was just a whole nother lane. And I think that's what Black people also need to understand. You can't, everybody can't always be Oprah. Everybody ain't gonna be the next Tyler Perry, whatever. But you can be you and you can still find a way to make it happen, but you have to think creatively and outside the box. And sometimes what seems like a small beginning, though, it's actually connecting you to something bigger and you don't even know.
Amen.
And to add on to that, there.
Church right there.
Amen, right
And to add on to that, there, it's just one of those things where everybody get offered a lot of stuff, but not knowing what it is. For example, there's a lot of songs that has been offered to, let's say, for example, Beyonce that she passed up, somebody else got blew up off. Christina Milian passed up songs. Almost every artist passed up a song that went platinum or diamond by another artist when they had the opportunity to have it. So with Amazon or whatever the case is, just a situation where it's like the product is not understood, but it's not for everybody to understand. We have to, it's something new that's created out of energy and thin air. So it has to build value. Yeah. So while I still do have the deal with Amazon or whatever it is, this is just not the platform for them. As you see, 50 Cent, he has his stuff on Stars, but he also worked with ABC, and same thing with Courtney Kemp, who works on Power. She just got to deal with Netflix. So it's about doing the right deals with the right people, and it has to make sense, because one thing my mom taught me is you make sure you retain the rights to what you're doing. You speak with your team and make sure you agree on things. Everything is not to be sold, especially if you plan on building generational wealth and everything and stuff. So I try to make sure I keep that in mind. Timing
also. So if you building generational wealth, everything is not going to happen overnight. But like Emmanuel said, it's a process. And so, he has to deal with Amazon. So maybe that's for another time and another season.
Another show.
Another show. Exactly. So,
already.
There you go. It's there. Exactly.
Matter of fact, when Emmanuel and I first started talking about platinum models, we actually did have a plan, or we've actually started a plan for an additional show. This will be some narrative, narrative stuff. So we got some more stuff coming. Actually, even more in the pipeline. We'll break that when it's ready to.
I'll just say this: we live in the world of spinoffs.
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
Now, that's a good team.
We do too. We got a whole lot of spinoffs coming off of Brotherly Love.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We also leave you with some type of suspense.
Yeah. There you go. I love it.
I got to see the next one. I got to see what happened.
Exactly.
Any more things? Any more questions?
Well, I had about one or two more.
All right, let's hear it.
What are some of the challenges on and offset that you guys want?
I'll let you take this one.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that actually came up as my wife mentioned, for the pilot, the first 2 episodes were shot on location at our first destination, and we had connected with a number of the models under Platinum Models under the agency who were excited about going. But then there were scheduling things and different kinds of conflicts that came up. One of the models who had been working with us on several different things before then, it's like the day before, had even paid for everything to get on the trip, to be on the bus, to be there. and then the job calls her in to go to work.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And so scheduling things. Another model had gotten pulled off on another job that she had been contractually, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, connected to. And so scheduling has really kind of been a challenge. So we're really kind of just doing everything we can to get things in place to free people up. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, sometimes people they'll want to be involved, but, you know, different things going on and kind of living, you know.
We all got bills.
Yep.
Right.
We all got bills. And when
All
you're
got
out
bills.
here, you know, when you're out here trying to compete against NBC,
Mhm.
but NBC got, you know,
NBC money.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
They
it's a
got
challenge. But, you know, much as Emmanuel mentioned.
They
you
got
know,
bags.
yes,
Exactly,
They got
right.
bags.
They
but
security
been
bags.
around 75, 100 years, you know, that kind of thing.
Right.
But you know, but when you are building something, as you mentioned, you know, it's, you know, you gotta break through, and that's
Yeah.
kind of part of the stage that we're in right now. You know, it's, you know, it's breaking through. So yeah, I am happy to say I would put our show up against any reality show on TV, and I think people are really, really, really gonna enjoy.
What about
And
off- what about
to add
off-camera?
something, oh, you go ahead.
What's the off-camera challenge?
The off-camera challenge is being able to stay within the realms of what we can do at this point in time, because the
What
ideas
you mean?
are through the roof.
Okay.
Meaning, if it was up to me, I'll just let the girls jump off a skyscraper with a parachute or something like that, or whatever the case is.
Right.
You know, crazy large ideas. Not specifically that one, but you know, we gotta keep them
Focus.
down here and
Yeah.
everything and stuff, because by the time we do get to where we want to be, then the conversation changes, because we can assign different teams to follow different models to do this. So it's about working with what we have right now and making the best out of it. But to take those big ideas, put them in a folder for later, because when the, you know, companies open up their book, we open up ours.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
And I would just say for myself, you know, working with my family also, you know, in
Yeah,
this
good
whole-
question.
yeah.
How do you manage that?
It
Because
is.
sometimes it's a challenge.
Yes, the
ma'am.
hell it is.
Y'all know
It's a challenge.
Thank you.
The hell
And,
it is.
and you know that firsthand. And it's about for me as well as a mom, you know, it's like seeing my daughter's grown, you know, she's 25. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but I'm proud of that. You know, my oldest is 25, but that's a blessing. But I have to remember that it's a whole grown woman, you know, but I also look at it as when we're on set, I'm the host. I'm hosting, and I'm looking out for her just as much as I'm looking out for everybody else. I try to be objective, but off camera, I also have to know, okay, she's still that same grown woman, but she's still my daughter. So it's a balance. Now on this side, yeah, that's where the road can beat the road. But
That side, ain't it?
right. Actually, it is the best side. It really is, because the learning part for me is how to really just he's the one that brought me into this. So I'm not a TV. I do, like you talk about church. I'm a preacher. I am. I'm not ashamed of it. But and that's my I write. I'm an author. You know, I preach the word of God. I do all of that. And I love the earth. I just love life. So I'm, you know, it's not just about church, but I'm a motivator by nature. But my husband is the one who was like, come on, come on, girl, you about to do this. And I was like, really? I was like, okay, let's do it. But it's been a really awesome experience. And the one thing though is understanding the hat to take off, Teresa. That's Miss Entertainment. That's the thing. It's learning which hat to put on at which time. I got a wife hat, but I got a producer hat. And when I'm a producer hat, I'm on his set. And I got to understand how to operate on his set. And but you know what? As I'm getting some points in that area. I'm coming along. So I'm doing pretty good.
I would say
fantastic.
that is
Fantastic.
very challenging, because you know, some of the models, I've known them for a very long time and everything, but when the camera's on, excuse me, we're on set, it's you got to do what you got to do across the board. I want to make sure they perform at the highest ability and make sure that I'm providing what I need to be providing. There's no leniency on nothing. We make sure everybody do what they're supposed to do. You know, now once you clock out or whatever it is, you know, everything's back to normal. We clock in, we got to get the job done and everything.
I think our biggest disagreement, I guess, is more on the creative side, because I see a vision and he's like, but I see a vision. I need you to go with my vision.
It ain't about compromise.
But hey, you know what? Sometimes I had to make sure I pay attention to the other visions also, because that individual may be able to see something that I can't see. You know, so if Stephen said, hey, Emmanuel, I want to try this, I want to try that. I may not understand it at that time, but I see it through. For example, when he came up with the challenge of can't go there, but let's just say when he came up with a challenge, I did not understand the concept fully, but he knew what he was doing. I knew I just needed to say, okay, what do you need me to do? Okay, I'll handle this part. We managed to get the challenge done, and it turned out just the way he said it would.
And that's where I struggle, because he's like, trust me. And I was like, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Then he finally like, okay. And then when we done,
Look, hold on, man. Hey, rewind. We're gonna take that.
And then we get
I mean, it do work sometimes. Sometimes it don't work.
Don't work all the time.
My vision sometimes is I'm like tunnel vision when, like, let's say me editing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tunnel vision. I'm trying to get this done, and it's time that we need to get it done. But then she says, "Can we do something else?" So that's gonna take me to go back.
Yeah, but I'm seeing the big picture.
But then sometimes she wants two versions.
Right?
No, this is me compromising so we can see, because I'm visual, and you're not gonna know. We can think all we want in our head, but until we see it, then we'll know exactly what we're dealing with. So sometimes it's like, well, let's see how it works this way, and let's see how it works this way, and see which one is the better one. Because he has a vision, and I don't want to shit on his vision, but I have mine also. So, and I want to see it, and then we just decide on which one is worth.
It's very important, because before I contacted Stephen, I spoke to people about the show, you know, weighing my options, and I had people present stuff to me, and it was too much with some of those individuals. I felt like my interest, I'm not gonna say my interest wasn't at their forefront, but it changed completely of everything what I've had in mind for the show. Not to say it was a bad idea, but it wasn't for what I was working on. And going to Stephen, seeing the episode for the first time, it was nerve-wracking, because I'm like, it's either gonna be really good or it's gonna be really bad. one of the options, you know. So took a deep breath. When I watched it, it was way better than I expected. I'm not blowing you no smoke. Everything that I expected it to be, it was 10 times better. I was like, man, you can slap this on right after Love and Hip Hop and hop right into it. And it was fantastic. And just me being able to control myself, because being a visual person myself, doing music, writing, touring, all of that, it was always a way where it was like, it had at one point in my life, it was my way or the highway, you know? So I had to learn to delegate and trust other people's perfection and their talent. Same thing with the models. If the models say, hey, I got this, I need to step back and let her show me what she can do and everything. And
that's growth.
That is growth. That's
growth.
Collaboration, and collaboration requires growth. It really does.
It's not easy, but it's required.
And I think that's something that even as Black people, another important thing to
learn how to work together.
Oh my God, girl. Yes, learn how to work together. Learn how to partner. Stop everybody trying to be the big whatever. Yeah. You got to learn how to partner. Can we get along? You know, I'm not trying to go back to Rodney King, but can we all just get along? You know, can we work together? Can we grow as a people? You know, but we have to learn that it takes more than one mind. Everybody ain't gonna be the chief I am, but at the same time, just like you were saying with you and DJ Talented here, that y'all have two different visions, but you do two versions, and then you're willing to see which one works the best. That's growth. That's collaboration. You know, that's important.
I think it's and it means so much, because what my wife said, it was so true. You know, everybody sees, you know, Tyler Perry. Okay, I'm gonna be the next Tyler Perry. No, you're not.
You be
you know what I'm saying? You know, you need to be you. And you know what I'm saying? The particular space, the time, you know what I'm saying? It was a particular move in the universe that Tyler Perry went to where he went. And you know what I'm saying?
It was his time.
It's you know what I'm saying? And you know, and a whole lot of busting his ass. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? To do that. And I mean, I'm all for us working together, but everybody can't, you know, be at the top all the time. And the thing is, if we can't work together, if I can't help y'all work on your short, you know what I'm saying, and work on your, you know, and then later on you help me work on mine, then we're not all going there. You know what I'm saying? We're just not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not really the way the world works. But one of the things I really appreciate, even about things like this, you know, is having a chance to work with you guys. See that you guys do awesome stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to support what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? Just like you guys support.
Same here.
And then we can
Same
all
here.
go forward.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, that's really kind of the key.
I feel
always
like it's
say-
always a beneficial deal to be made. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's enough for everybody to eat.
Yeah,
We just got to work together so you can get your piece. There's enough out here for everybody.
That's
Yep.
right. Yes, it is.
Yep.
And you can't do this shit by yourself.
Yeah, no.
That's right.
Unless you got
I tried
bags and bags, and then you still
Exactly.
need somebody.
Still, you always-
That's one of the amazing things about filmmaking. It will very quickly show you. You can try to do everything if you
But
want
you
to.
cannot.
It will look like a hot mess.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a act all 5 roles in this piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming here. No, why are you upset? I wasn't upset. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it just,
And
you
look
know.
at, look at how long it's going to take you to accomplish that with those you doing this all by yourself.
Yeah.
And then having the team is very important because
Yes.
there was some challenges when it came to filming, and having those challenges made the team better because we were able to, overcome them. Like we'll have some footage that may not be the way we expected. You know, lighting is important, audio, all of those things. You look at the
Learn the
footage
hard
back
way.
and you go, "Oh my God, I should have X, Y, and Z."
Yeah.
But when you find a way to fix it, it becomes a part of the show, and you like, that's tight.
Yeah.
Nobody playing this. It comes out perfectly. So the organicness of the way things turn out, that's my favorite part about it because you got to make stuff work, and you get something special. Then it becomes a part of your identity on what you're doing.
That's what
Mhm.
The symphony over there too quiet.
I'm listening. Y'all saying facts. I'm like here just enjoying myself.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap this thing on up. Please give your social media, and we're going to do another round again before we close it out.
Oh, can I also add one more thing?
Sure.
We're getting ready to do an event in April, on April 9th. So we're gonna make sure we get some information out there where we are gonna do an open meeting, which will include a casting call for additional models. So we're gonna actually let some additional people still come into the agency, still join the show for some of the things moving forward. So we even got some plans for some kind of little team competitions and just different things, which are going to give a lot of folks opportunities for some stuff. Yeah, there's a
Exactly, right?
Everybody
we
ain't
got,
on no
we got
team.
some stuff coming out. So yeah, we'll have more information about that soon, but we'll be able to kind of break down the people who are interested in modeling and so forth, or who aren't in modeling or acting or kind of growing or kind of becoming a part of what we're doing. They can kind of come out and see. So we'll make sure to send y'all some information once we kind of got a couple more things locked down.
And to add this to the end, I just want everyone out there watching to know that we make sure that the models get highlighted, whether you're new, whether you're seasoned, or whatever the case is. As she can tell you herself, she's been highlighted since she's been here. It's not a thing where you're new, you're swept under the rug, you're swept in the back. No, when you have talent, your talent is going to speak for you. And if you have talent and you don't know how to conduct your talent properly, we help you shape that talent and make you official so that way you can represent the company in the best light. So highlighting people and focusing on bringing out the inner them is something we do here. We're not just looking to stack models on models and just use this person for that, and to collect revenue and have you sitting around doing nothing. No, we want to make sure you're busy as much as possible because it benefits everybody at the end of the day. And that's what's important is teaching, learning, accepting, and adapting.
Mm-hmm.
All wrapped up in that. What he said.
That's right.
So if you're a model, April what?
April 9th.
You better show
More,
up.
Saturday, April
more
9th.
information coming.
You
More
better show up.
information coming. Yes. Give me your social media back.
You can find us on the Fork Shop on IG or Facebook. Yeah. Or under Stephen Blackmon.
I think
You don't use that very often.
Use all this camera technology and you hit one button on Facebook. You be like, well,
Yes, much easier to find on Facebook than IG. I just try not to say too much. I can get my age.
We're gonna get them on TikTok soon.
Oh Lord.
Don't worry, we're doing a full social media overhaul. Don't worry.
Yeah, right. There you go.
I get to push all that stuff.
Right.
They wait.
This young man, he dragging them along.
Knuckles too, he dragging along. Bring that caveman on it.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Yes.
Miss,
Iko?
Miss,
Oh, okay. Well, my social media on Facebook, I'm Iko J Blackmon. On Instagram, I'm Strong and Sexy Forever, and I'm also on TikTok as Iko J Blackmon.
And you can follow me on the gram at Sensational, SEIM. That's my first part of my name, Sensational, on Instagram. And then I guess TikTok, Seimphonie. So it's SYM Phonical. So PHONICAL.
And you can find the agency on Instagram at Platinum A Models, or you can just Google it. It's going to pop up. It'll bring up our website, platinumaModels.com or platinumappearance.com. Either or is going to take you to the same website. And we will be launching our store fully, because the models not only get to be a model, we provide clothes for them when they do not have it that we bring onto set, as well as other things that will be coming soon. So we cover everything for them.
Models, y'all hear that? Y'all better get it.
They nice too. Nice clothes.
Beautiful
Look,
wardrobe.
Look, if you're a model, again, I'm gonna keep on saying this. We're gonna do some advertising. If you're a model, look them up. The Platinum Models.
Yes, awesome.
all right, well, we're going to move on to Did You Know? All right, this segment here, we celebrate and acknowledge the African American and their contributions to making this country great. Now, we know February is Black History Month, and we're towards the end, but on our show, we celebrate Black History every week. So today we are celebrating Mr. Mark Dean for the color IBM PC monitor. Let me get him up here. There we go. Get him. There he is. Yes. So before flat screens and high definition LCD monitors were the norm, PC displays were limited to screens with no color that were tethered to computers with limited processing power. Unfortunately, I do remember those. It's just old stuff. But anyway, what is that? Anyway. Oh man, did y'all remember the tennis?
Yeah.
Bing. Oh, telling our age. But anyway.
Yeah, video games were all words. Just words.
So Mr. Mark Dean, he changed all of that. Dean began working for IBM as the chief engineer in the early 1980s. He also worked to develop the color monitor and led a team to develop the first gigahertz processor. The massive chip built in 1999 would allow for higher processing rates at faster speeds within PCs. So today, Mark Dean, we celebrate you and we salute you for making this country great.
Yeah.
So, yes. So we're going to move on to my Check Your Truth. And it's funny that we was talking about just following your path, because that's where I was on this morning. So this last segment is Check Your Truth on some things that are on my mind. I just want to do what? I want to blow that shit out. So on my show, The Power Hour with the Real Ass People Society crew, with me as the president. Live on Fridays at 7 p.m. on Terradome Entertainment Radio, streaming on Live 365. And so please download that app. But my real last quote of the day was around following your own path. Your journey will not be the same as someone else's. Don't be discouraged with your own path. Your journey is, it's just going to be. It's just going to be. And your journey, just don't presume that your journey is supposed to be the same as someone else's. And sometimes, including myself, we get that stab in the side when you see, or when you think that you should be furthering your career or have more success when you see somebody, especially somebody younger, doing what you think you should be doing. You don't know what they did or what they had to sacrifice to be where they are presumably in your mind. So as your president of the Real Ass People Society, I encourage you to stay focused on running your own race. When it comes to your life priorities, principles, and what's best for your soul, it's not about who gets to the finish line first. It's about who got there with legacy and credibility and what you built along the way. So don't worry, when it's your time, it will be your time. Just keep striving and moving forward.
All right, that's
Awesome.
a word, girl. That's
Yes.
a word.
Awesome.
Yes, and before we go into our final thoughts, I just want to say that our hearts and prayers go out to the people in Ukraine, and especially to our soldiers that have been deployed. Praying that everything turns out and we don't go into a World War III. So, kicking it back to DJ Talented for some final thoughts to go around the room.
Final thoughts. Now, I'm kind of puzzled because there's so much talent sitting here.
What?
Any amount of time.
I got it.
All right. Well, final thoughts to myself is, as I always say, is better to be on top of the earth than under the earth. You still got another day that you can work towards your goals. Not saying that tomorrow is promised, but today you still have today to work on whatever it is that you need to get yourself to the point where you want to be at. It's just still another step, and it's always steps and goals that you're going to want. So whether you set a goal for the day, you accomplish that. You set a goal for tomorrow, you accomplish that, and so on and so on. We always got to keep goals in mind, because if we don't keep a goal in mind, then we're going to fall short of what we think that goal should be. So that's some of my final thoughts. Y'all have anything as a final thought or final saying?
I definitely would like to say prayers with, like she said, Ukraine and everything they got going on over there. I know there's a guy named Ghost. Nobody knows who he is. He had his own fighter jet, and he's been taking down a lot of them Russian planes by himself. And he's not military affiliated, and that's just amazing. He's out there doing what he do by himself, solo, to protect his people. And that's just, if that ain't strength, I don't know what is. And another guy, he to stop them from crossing the bridge, he crashed his plane into the bridge, taking himself out of the equation, as well as being able to destroy that bridge to stop Russia from getting over more of their vehicles to do more damage. So they're really fighting for their country over there. And shout out to those people. That's number one. Second, last thought is, I also want to shine some light on John Hanson. A lot of people aren't familiar with him, but we recognize Barack Obama as the first Black president. However, John Hanson is also the first Black president. He's on the back of the $2 bill, and that's not recognized enough. So you can do your research, look that up. He's there on the back of the $2 bill. So shout out to him, because he don't get a lot of recognition, let alone any at all. That's my final thoughts on that.
I didn't even know that. I'm not going to find me one.
Yeah, I ain't seen one of those in a long time.
I had one when I was a little girl, but
I don't know where that thing at.
Oh, I'm just happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Everything you said was very real and relevant. So I will keep everything that y'all said in mind, honestly, because you got to live your life, to the fullest, and protecting your craft and tone it. And I'm all on board for it. So
well said, Darwin. Well, my final thoughts are just really centering around something everybody touched on, is how much there is going on in the earth right now. There's a lot going on. There's some creativity going on. There's wars going on, potential wars, things of that nature. But in the midst of everything, I think what we have to, as DJ Talented said, we're not beneath the earth. We're still above the earth. And so you still have the opportunity to keep moving forward. You have every day is a new day. Every day that you wake up, that you're breathing, you have another chance to put your hand to your craft, to your dream. What's your vision? And don't ever think it's too late. I'm seasoned in my life. I'm not old, but I am seasoned. And so if I am still pressing forward, and you see these great people around us, we're pressing forward, so can you. So just stay encouraged.
Y'all done took up all the good final thoughts.
Hey, you gotta get to it first.
I know. I should have jumped in earlier. I am excited, just to see things like this happen. It wasn't that long ago that, folks, especially as DJ said, melanated folks, couldn't even do, some of this. And I'm excited to see all of us taking a step forward. Really just want to encourage people. Hey, you don't have to always look at the end goal. Look at one step and take
step
that
at a
next
time.
step.
Yeah.
One step at a time, and you can get there. You know what I'm saying? So,
We read Will Smith's book.
really,
mind-blowing.
really good.
And one thing, a story in his book, he talks about when he and his brother were kids, and his father, his father owned a company, and he had Will Smith and his brother build a wall. And the wall was had a big hole, and these were boys. And he said they had to mix the mortar and all that stuff to make the bricks and everything by themselves. It took them a whole year almost to do it. More than that, he made them come rain or shine, even when they were sick, summer vacations, whatever. And he said he would tell them at a certain point they got so frustrated. They were like, this will never get done. You want us to create this whole wall. He said, I didn't say you had to create a wall. I said you had to lay one brick at a time. He said, all you're doing, all you need to focus on is laying this brick. And he said, and then the next brick, and then the next brick. And that part right there was so phenomenal, because sometimes, as Stephen said, we get ahead of ourselves. We want to try to bake the whole cake and everything, and we feel discouraged. But all you have to do is take it one thing at a time. Focus on that one thing. What do you have the immediate ability to do right now? Do that. Be activated in that. And that's going to take you to the next step. And before you know it, you be the met a goal. How about that?
Yeah. There's one thing that I looked at on Facebook where these artists were they were handicapped. I hope this don't come out wrong, but they were handicapped, but they was accomplishing their goals. So if a handicapped person can accomplish their goals, why can't you?
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
They got to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And seeing somebody with no arms actually cooking food, they have to use their feet or whatever the case may be, but they still cooking.
That's right.
When there's a will, there's a way.
They still surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't everybody with arms, fingers, legs, whatever the case may be, get their goals or work hard at what they need to work hard at?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, and it's weird that people would rather take the easiest route that they can do, which is stealing, robbing, doing stuff like that, instead of working towards a goal. When you accomplish something, it seems so much better for your soul.
Yeah.
Instead of stealing or taking it.
Right. It makes you rise higher.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I think people should work together. I like to believe there's always a deal that could be made that benefits both parties. One don't have to be higher than the other at all, And like I said, with the agency, my thing is to bring people together so we all can move forward. I want everybody to get paid. Yeah. I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of money for myself. I want people to be comfortable because, in my opinion, I'm still trying to find out who the government bought the earth from to charge us to live here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So, if there's a way for us to make money and do what we love and to live comfortably while we're, within our youth, like you said, being above the ground or whatever it is, then I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, wrap us up.
All right. So this has been an amazing show, man. If y'all missed this one, slap yourself. Slap yourself twice. But it's been amazing talking to Stephen and the Fork Shop, and also talking to the Platinum Top Model. I'm gonna put top in there because
top models.
and speaking with Miss Iko and Seimphonie on the things that they're doing, man, this show needs to last about 2-3 hours. It's so many other questions that we have, but we're gonna have to cut the time short. I am DJ Talented. As you go, I'm the host. So we do have a location here where you can do your music. If you are a starving artist, or you ain't got to be starving, you just come in here and get your music done. We have a seasoned engineer that records, mix, and master. We also have the location that we're in now, which is a podcast/radio station. We also have a photography location that can be rented out and come on in and do your thing. If you're a photographer and you don't have a place to take your talent, we have that. Also, we have a show on Friday at 7 o'clock that Miss Entertainment mentioned, the Real Ass People Society.
The Power Hour.
All right.
Power Hour. Yeah. And look that up on live365.com. You can download the app for your phone, or you can go on the computer and look under Terror Dome Entertainment Radio. And you will hear the replays of this show as well as her show, and also music, all genres of music, from old school R&B to new school trap music. So we own there. Dig? All right. And this has been another great show of The Real,
The Raw,
and the motherfucking rugged. You dig? We out here.
We out.
We give you the real, like you popping a red pill. Ain't no time for acting. It's like camera action. Real life block.